Good morning. It's about 8:15, the first day of spring, the 20th of March, 2022. Okay? This is the last you're going to see of me during this film. But this is for my neighbor who just bought the house I used to live in about 6 months ago. And this is an update for you because let's first start out with Tessa, the lady living next door, informed me that a crew was going to come in and move the lighthouse. The lighthouse is sitting here now. Okay, I spent about 4 days taking the lighthouse down. That lighthouse has sit there for years. I've been here something like 16 years, and the lighthouse has been here 15. I bought that lighthouse for $29 at Walmart. I wish I would have bought a dozen of them. What a deal. It's lasted. But I want to explain to you, and this is not trying to start friction with my new neighbors. You're my neighbors. I'm going to be here for a while. I'm going to volunteer to you that if you go to my YouTube, put my name in YouTube, you'll see a lot of work that I did to this place. Now, that's my house now. That's your house. I lived there for 15 or 16 years. Okay? This house, I never lived in it. I live in it now. But I've, because of all the problems that we had, and there's the tee box today. Okay? So they've got a left pin and the tee box is up a little bit. My videos, if you watch any of them, you'll understand what's going on here with this golf course. But what I'm going to tell you, and I hope to get online and show you a map on the TV or on the computer, but you see that stake in the ground right there? That's been in there probably 20 years. And the other one is up by that white stake up there. That's your property. It's about 45 feet. And then where you see the white stake down there in the cactus, that's the other one, another 45 feet. But I'm going to let you know right now that we run right through that box out there, that utility box out there on the street, and between the two columns that hold the air conditioning units. All right, that is the center line. I intend, as you see, I've done a lot of work with drainage here. And I'm not going to get on to the long stories. If you're curious, start looking at the videos. But I spent 5 years regrading. I had an excavator come in and take about 100 yards of dirt off these two lots, okay, to get drainage. Now, what I intend to do with this stake in the next few days, I've got the lighthouse out of the way, something that you didn't like. It's gone. I did it. Saved you some money. See those two piles? See those two piles of dirt over there? Those two piles of dirt represent the dirt that was holding that lighthouse up. Okay? Now, getting back to the stake. I'm going to stretch a string. I'm going to go halfway between those columns, stretch a string to here, and that's going to be our boundary. Okay, that's for you, to let you know what your property is and to let me know. Now, you see where I've done some digging there? I've spent 5 years and thousands of dollars in material and labor and contractors getting dirt off these lots. Okay, now, I'm going to take you over here. This drain right here, I'm giving you a biology lesson on this property, okay, as far as the drainage goes. That pipe right there goes all the way out to the line. There's a 3-inch pipe coming down from those downspouts. Those gutters right there, I put on, okay? I had to. We had a berm across this lot for 8-9 years. They made this lot a retention basin. Well, I'm telling you, this is more on my side than ours. Right now, I'm going to stand where I was. I'm standing in the middle of the air conditioning units. Here we go here. I'm standing in just that rock pile out there and that gap. Those 3 plants between the rock pile right there centered is our line. And I want to distinguish it, okay? Obviously you didn't like the lighthouse. It was there when you bought it. I'm going to fill this in, but I'm going to make some kind of, maybe I'm asking you for a suggestion. You want solar lights? Whatever you want. We could put a line of rocks, whatever you want down the center. But obviously you didn't like it the way it was here. It was when you got here. You didn't like the lighthouse. Well, it's gone. And I might put it right here, about 5 feet from where it was. Okay? Now, I got a lot of work ahead of me because I've never spent any time on this yard. The only time I ever spent on this yard was about 5 years ago when I repaired some, and what you're looking at now, this is all underground drainage. And I can tell you, if you look at the videos, you've got all brand new PVC pipe. I put it in last year. I fixed the drainage. Please look at the videos. Anything that says lot 315, look at, and you'll see how much work I put into this house, okay, and that yard. And then I sold it. And the way I sold it is, I sold it as is. And you bought it from a realtor who bought it off me for as is. The reason I sold it as is because no realtor in Buckeye would list it honestly. No realtor in Buckeye would work with me. So I had to take about an $80,000 shot. I could have sold it if I would have listed through a realtor. I could have sold it to you for that price. But I didn't. I had to sell it to a realtor cash only as is because the house was deficient. The whole neighborhood is deficient. It's out of compliance. It was built out of compliance. No realtor will let me tell a buyer. So I had to sell it as is, okay? I sold it as is to a realtor, and I begged him to put a high price on this house. I begged him. I said, price it as high as you can, so that people that aren't people from the Midwest and bottom fishermen from the Midwest can't come in here and grab up this house at a cheap price. Okay? You, my neighbor, would have never seen this house because it would have been sold in one day by a local realtor here. The local realtor they've all got files of Midwestern farmers who just want to come out here for the weather. They like it. It's pure white. They don't have to talk to anybody. They don't have to rub elbows with anybody. All they want to do is come out and play golf for a few months when the weather's nice and then go home. And feel sorry for the rest of us to have to live here year round. Okay? That's my attitude. But that's what I went through to get this lot ready for you. Now I've had probably too much tea this morning. I'm a little cranked up. But I've got about the whole season ahead of me trying to straighten out this lot. But give me a suggestion. Give me a call. But please, I don't talk to my neighbor now. Her and I had a cordial relationship until she came out one night and said the people will be here in the next couple of days to remove that lighthouse. Excuse me? Excuse me? Why are you telling me this? How come the owner isn't? I've met you. I shook your hand. I'm your neighbor, okay? Please, any more? I don't want to hear from her. She was a little, she got a little tiffed She couldn't believe how upset I was. She couldn't believe how upset I was that you were going to move a lighthouse that I set up there, and it's mostly on my property. You got to understand, when I put these lighthouses, that lighthouse here, I own both of these properties. So I put it right on the line, or as close to the line as I could, okay? And now you come in and you don't like it, okay? Well, if you don't like it, give me a phone call. You got my email, you got my phone number. I don't talk to her now. She got a little uppity on me, stuck her chest out, walked in the house. Well, I can't believe you're getting all upset. Hey, I don't want anybody touching, all right? Because of your lack of, what do I want to call it, diplomacy, your lack of man up, give me a call, tell me what's bothering you, let's talk. And I'll tell you right now, you give me a call, you can call me anytime, and we'll discuss this property line. But I'm getting letters from my yard being non-compliant, and look at yours. I never finished it. They bought it as is. I got sick of looking at it. They came along with an offer and I took it. But let me guarantee you, you would not have that house right now if I would have been like the local idiots out here that sold through a local realtor. First of all, they would have lowballed the price. They would have got me down to bottom fishing price levels for the Midwest buyers that they all have on file. And that house would have been sold in one day. It would have been sold in one day. You wouldn't even never have seen it. The only reason you got it is I sold it to a middleman. I lost money selling it to a middleman so he could jack up the price to make money. And guess what? It was still on the market a couple of weeks later when you bought it. Now, the house next to it sold in less than a week for a lot more than what you paid for. That house sold for $345. From the moment they put the sign in front of it, it had activity, and about 4 days later it had an offer. So it's sold. You paid $325 for that one. That one has so much more. It's got all kinds of ventilation. It's got the upgraded air conditioning unit on the outside. It's got the AC, the two dual AC mini splits. I did so much more to that house than the other one. That other one is a bare bones house, a stock house that doesn't drain. I sold that before I started the drainage project of moving all the dirt. You're looking at 3 tons of dirt that was between those plants and this pile right here. There was 3 tons of dirt, berm, between that patio and them plants. And the berm, the top of the berm was higher than the patio. No water got out of here. Look at the videos. If you think I'm crazy, go look at the videos. All right? But in the future, please, since we're neighbors and I'm going to be here a while, unless you come up with a buyer that wants to buy me out for $500,000, find a buyer up there in Washington that wants to buy my house for $500,000, and I'll be out of here tomorrow. Okay? Thank you very much. I hope this is a inform and educate, an I&E. All right? Please, from now on, man up, give me a call or a text or an email with your intentions. Okay? Thank you.